Hi, I'm Marian from Sweetopia.net. Today I'm going to show you how to pipe lines with royal icing. A lot of you have been asking me to show you how to do that, and it can be challenging if you don't know the right tips and tricks. So today I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks that help me improve my piping lines. So let's get started. There are so many different ways that you can pipe lines. You can do them in loops, you can add sanding sugar, you can add pearls, or you can do just straight lines with different colors and patterns according to the theme that you're working on. Today I'll be showing you how to do basic lines in a Christmas theme. The first thing you need to know is that the icing needs to be at a good consistency to pipe lines. I use what's called the 10-second rule. Click right over here, or at the bottom of this video in the post, to find a video to help you find the right consistency. The next tip you need to know is generally I use a 1.5 piping tip. And the 1.5 is great because it's fine, but it's not too fine. It doesn't clog up very easily, not like a number 1 does. If you don't have access to a 1.5 PME, use 2 of any other brand. And if you happen to be using a 1, 0, or 00 tip, make sure your icing is a little bit runnier. And also check out my blog on avoiding clogging for piping tips. Notice as well that I haven't filled the piping bags too full. It's easier to pipe when you've got less icing in the piping bag. It's kind of like a pen. So what you're going to want to do is put the piping bag between your index finger and thumb, right over here, and twist, create that pressure. You can see the icing comes out already. I always have a cloth nearby to wipe the tip. And then what you want to do is maybe practice on parchment paper a little bit first. Your hand always gets kind of more used to it and better with practice. So what you want to do is press with these fingers here lightly so the icing comes out and just guide the icing along. So I'm going to start, actually I'll go a little bit closer so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to start in my one spot. Start in one spot and then just let your icing fall. So lift, if you can see how far the piping tip is away from the surface of the table. And when you're ready to stop, just stop pressing and then bring it close to the table. So we'll do that again. A little bit of pressure, let the icing catch, and then lift and let the icing fall so that you get that nice straight line. And if you ever make any mistakes, like let's say I put a little bit too much pressure in the very beginning and I don't like that there's kind of a ball of icing there, you can always use a toothpick. And the toothpick is like a little bit of an eraser or a corrector, whatever you want to call it. Just, you know, you can push the icing along, or you can take some icing away with the toothpick. What you're probably going to, if you're a beginner and you've never really done it before, you're probably going to feel like you want to use it like a pen. So basically you might go like this and you keep the tip on the table. It's not bad, but you can see it's a little bit shakier, and that's because you're used to using a pen. But do start from the very beginning and you can see my hand's actually really shaky. I have it resting on the table, but yeah, it's pretty shaky. So again, I'll go a little bit faster now. Lift and just let it fall and then bring it towards where you're ending. So let's do different shapes now. If you want to do, let's just say you want to do some loops, we could do, you know, you start and then just drag, or actually not drag, you're just sort of letting it fall. To be honest, I'm not actually really good at drawing, so I usually trace, or mostly I use my copy cake projector, which projects the image and then you just sort of trace it. Anyways, again, you can see I'm just letting it fall. When I'm almost done, I just bring it close and stop. I kind of go generally pretty slow. I don't go too fast. It just gives me more control. Alright, let's do, how about we do a spiral now. So we start from whatever area. And if you're not happy with, sometimes the very beginning of the piping, there's a little bit more pressure that you've used to get the icing out, so there might be like a little ball of icing, and again you can use the toothpick to take that off. Spiraling is fun too if you have another wet icing underneath. Then shake the cookie or whatever you're decorating and put a toothpick through it, and it makes a nice marbling. There's a video on that too. Okay, so let's actually do it on a cookie. Okay, I'm going to be flooding this cookie. It's gingerbread with royal icing that's already dry. And I've got my red and green colors for Christmas. And what I do is I kind of break up the cookies, so I want it to be, I don't know, sort of symmetrical. So I'll go in half this way and half this way, and then just stagger red, green, red, green. And you can do whatever you like. I mean, sky's the limit in terms of colors and patterns, and you can sort of just find new patterns as you go. So I'll split that one in half, and once in a while I'll wipe the tip down, so I have a damp cloth right beside me. Can't really see it in the camera because I'm trying to give you a close-up shot, but it's right beside me. So I'll do that in half, and then sometimes you'll get that little ball in the very beginning of your line that you're piping, and if you're picky about it, you can just use a toothpick and then just sort of take a little bit of that icing away. I'm not too worried about it, but if you really are, you can also cover it with a border. I do that quite often. And I want to avoid pulling too much. So basically, if I pull the line too much, it'll break. Some of the cookies from today. If you have any questions about piping, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and on the blog sweetopia.net. Have fun piping!